What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in once again. You guys already know why I keep making these videos. You guys already know the message. One family, one heart, one love. We are one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There is no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we are the imaginations of ourselves. Bill Hicks. So, what I want to talk about in this video is what on the motherfucking earth is normal. What is normal behavior? What is normal? Let us talk about that and let us redefine what normal behavior is. See, here's the thing with that. The normalcy of what is expected at any point in time and space that you are in is usually and almost always, if you're a human being, dependent on the culture that you're living in. The culture that you've grown up in, the culture that you live in right now, in this time, in this point in time and space. Okay? Meaning, if you're watching this video and you live in the United States of America, then you are living in the culture of the United States of America, whatever that culture happens to be, right? If you're watching this video and you live in, I don't know, say Qatar or Saudi Arabia, or somewhere in the Middle East, then you are operating, your normal behavior in the society you're in is based on what is considered normal in that society, in that country that you're living in. If it's Saudi Arabia, if it's Qatar, whatever it is. And that is whatever is in that culture, that's what normal is. So if you're living in North America, you're operating based on your normal behaviors, based on what is considered normal in that culture. If you're living in Saudi Arabia, you're operating every day, and everything and every action you're taking is the normal behavior, if you want to fit in, is based on whatever the operating system. It's all operating systems, you see? So once you start to realize that, you realize there is no fucking such thing as normal, because it's so fucking fragile, and like, it's so fragile. How is it that when I travel, I live in Canada, right? How is it that if I'm in Canada and I travel to, I don't know, let's say I travel to India, how is it that suddenly normal behavior is like flipped upside down? It's completely different. How is it so? That tells me something. That tells me that what is considered normal is so fragile. It is such a fragile thing. Which leads me to think that there is no such thing as normal. That being normal is simply just fucking being. That's all that normal is. It's just being. Letting this force, letting this divine thing, this divine force just express itself through you. That is normal. And if it wants to express itself through you getting a fucking shit ton of weird ass tattoos from head to toe, that is normal. Because that is the Tao. That is love. That is God. God is all love. God is all acceptance. Love is all acceptance, right? Love is not like in what they show you in the romantic Disney movies. That's one aspect of love. But true universal love is just accepting. Accepting everything as normal, as part of the Tao, as part of the way. If, you know, if the force is making you create these wonderful symphonies, you know, you're writing this wonderful, like if you're Beethoven, then that is normal. It is normal to create that because you're just manifesting this universe. You're manifesting God, you see? So then that means anything and everything is normal. That means there are no rules. You just be. If everybody was just to be with no judgment, 100% accepting of themselves, 100% accepting. Once you're 100% accepting of yourself, you will be 100% accepting of others. It's just, it naturally, we're all one. Everything's connected. Everything's connected. If you accept yourself 100% and you're just being, that is already normal. So if that means you blasting on fucking weird ass music and dancing to it in ways that could be perceived as hilarious, you know, that's normal. That is not even, you know, that is normal. I see that as normal. It's normal. It is normal. You know, like, there's so many rules that we don't see through. You know what's another one? Another one that bugs me, that bothers me? Orgasm. You know, we've confined, like, so if say someone, you're living in Saudi Arabia and you know, a Middle Eastern country like I did before I came to Canada, you know, that's even is 100 times worse when it comes to sex there, you know, because you're not even allowed to admire a woman's beauty, because that's haram. You can't do that. You know what I mean? But even here in the West, it's better. Things are, you know, when it comes to sex, much, much better. But they're still so confined, but you don't see them. Like, who says, you know, the whole thing, like, who says where you can and you can't have an orgasm? Why is it that we have such a big thing against pleasure? It's weird. Like, it is not normal in Western society. Let's call it North American. That's where I am right now. It's not normal for someone to laugh their ass off in public. Like, if you see someone like laughing their ass off and you're sitting in a coffee shop and somebody's just like dying of laughter, you know, you're like, what the fuck? Like, what? You know, it's like, it's not normal. Well, what about orgasm? Like, what about orgasm? You know, why do we have such a big thing against orgasm? Like, why is sex so confined to just the bedroom? You know, and why is it like, oh my God, like, if you see somebody naked, imagine somebody walking the streets naked. Everybody would be looking at them like, what the fuck, this guy's crazy. Or if a girl was walking around naked, everybody would be like, whoa, this is crazy, what the fuck, she's crazy, you know? She probably, like, a lot of girls would like call her a slut, you know, and all that. But it's like, hold on, like, who even said that it's normal to wear clothes in the first place? Like, why are we so against the naked human body? You know what I mean? So what is normal? What is normal? That's what there is no such thing as normal, guys. There's no such thing as normal behavior. Normal, you know what normal behavior is? I'll tell you what normal behavior is. Normal behavior is just being naked, just being. Just, here I am here. It's just is. That's normal. Whatever the universe is doing through you and expressing and manifesting through this vessel, you're a vessel, this body is a vessel, that is normal, right? So your naked body is actually normal in many ways, wearing clothes unless you need them. Like, see, I understand it's one thing to wear clothes because you need to, because it's fucking cold, but it's another thing to wear them because that's just what we should all do, because apparently there's something absolutely terrifying about seeing penises and vaginas and assholes. I don't know why, as a society, we've come to that conclusion, but apparently it's terrifying. Apparently, like, seeing a naked penis and a naked vagina and a naked asshole, like, apparently that's terrifying, you know, even in so-called progressive Western societies, which, I mean, I will give it to them. When it comes to sex and all, it's more progressive than many, many other places in the world. But overall, if we're looking at it from an instant point of view, the whole world is still, like, the way I see it, is still acting illogical and abnormal. To me, society, the way every society in the world is abnormal. You know what was normal? The way the natives lived. I think that was normal, right? I mean, they're living in nature. They were naked. They only wore clothes if they needed, if it got cold, which it did, you know, especially if they're living up in north, right? It gets cold, so they wear clothes when they need to. But I mean, they were mostly naked and just doing whatever the fuck, you know. If you go watch like some of the dancing that they do, it's so like outrageous to us seeing it, you know. And they had like like the throat singing and all this crazy rituals, right? Again, we call them crazy, but it's not even crazy. This is normal. You try to take a psychedelic and go into the woods and be free and let loose and watch what happens. You'll start screaming and yelling and just moving your body in weird ways and dancing and just, you know what I mean? Weird things will start happening. They're not weird, they're normal, but we've been repressing them because we've been putting, in order for us to fit in this box of society, we have to normalize things and put things in a certain perspective. You know, like, okay, this is a normal thing to do. Don't laugh in public, you know, don't have an orgasm in public. Don't have sex in public. You know, don't say just be responsible, be polite, be this, be that, right? But we're also repressed, man. All of us, men, women, children. Oh, children, man, you're putting children in fucking school and sitting them down on desks. I mean, that's really, if you want to see where we all got fucked, go back to the school system, right? Go back to the school system and see what the fuck. It really is fucked up. Like, it's really sad what we do to kids. We were all kids. Like, I mean, to a large degree, I freed myself from that. Like, I was a kid that was always jumping up and down, up and down, up and down. And then I got put in a desk. And then that really, like, fucked with my head for a long time. Now, I'm that kid jumping up and down again, because I realized, hold on. I don't need this society game. I don't need to act according to normal behavior. I'm just gonna fucking be a kid again. Right? So, you know, normal is just being you. That is what normal is. However that manifests. Okay? Now, look. There are certain things right now that if you're gonna do, you know, you're gonna get fucking, like, I mean, if you're having sex in public, like, they're gonna fucking probably take you and your girl to jail, you know? So it's probably not the wise thing to do. Maybe go do it in the woods, right? In the woods is good, you know, nobody sees. At least we have some woods to do this kind of stuff. But, you know, there are certain things in our society I follow. Like, I put on clothes. I'm not walking around naked, right? It's not like I'm breaking all these fucking rules. I'm not walking around naked. I'm not having sex in public. You know, I'm not doing any of these things because I would fucking get in trouble. The society would take me to jail, right? Like, if I was to just walk around naked, like, they would fucking take me to jail. You know, I don't want to be in jail. I want to be making these videos here. So, you know, I kind of have to swallow my pride and, you know, just kind of compromise a little bit. Which is fine, right? It's okay. But I still challenge a lot of what normal behavior is, you know, as long as it doesn't get me to jail anyway, right? Yeah, as long as it still sets me free and I'm free, I'll challenge it. You know, psychedelics, I talk about psychedelics a lot. Psychedelics do not make you a law-abiding citizen. Law-abiding citizens and people who follow the rules do not misbehave and take psychedelics. But that's one thing I talk about and I sort of openly break the rules on, is I take these medicinal things. My point in this video, I don't want to fucking turn it into a bragging thing and, oh, no, I'm cool, blah, blah. It's like, no. What I'm trying to tell you guys here is redefine what normal is and just experiment, be edgy, be bold, take social risks, do things that are unexpected, be the unexpected wherever you are. Be the unexpected. Say the unexpected. Do the unexpected. If you're going to the gym and you want to fucking dance to some music, dance to it, bro. You're not harming anybody. Dance to it, right? As long as it doesn't get you to jail. Don't get caught. It doesn't get you to jail, right? Challenge whatever society you're in. If you're in Saudi Arabia right now, challenge what is normal there. You'll find a lot of people will look at you with admiration. Yeah, sure, some people will look at you and ridicule you, but many people want to be free, want to set loose of these confinements, of these boxes that we put ourselves in, right? And it's everywhere, guys. It's in every society in the world to varying degrees, but it is there. It is there. So wherever you happen to be in the world, whichever society you're in, fuck culture, fuck society. Honor yourself, honor the individual, honor the experience, and challenge what is considered normal in the society that you're living in. Okay? And it varies greatly from society to society. And it is harder in some societies than others. It is much easier for me to challenge that in North America than if I was living, say, in the Middle East. Much, much easier. So I will not take credit for that. I will say in North America, even though these confines and limits and everything is still there, but it's much easier to challenge it, honestly. Like, I am so grateful and happy that I'm living in North America, because no matter how much I fucking open my mouth and whine, at the end of the day, I have the freedom to even say this shit here, right? If I was like in the Middle East right now, fuck that shit. I would not even be able to make these kinds of videos. I would get ridiculed by everybody there, right? So it's much harder. I understand, guys. I understand. I swear. I feel you guys. The people who live in even more oppressive cultures. right? And I don't like any type of culture, not North American, not otherwise, right? But at least the North American one, you have the freedom to say this stuff, you have the freedom to even think of this stuff. For you guys that are living in these more oppressive cultures, the fact that you've watched this video up until now means you are in that culture to be part of changing things, of freeing people who live in that culture, right? Because culture is it just shackles us. It shackles our freedom as souls. The soul has no culture. The soul has no gender. The soul has no agenda. The soul is just free. It is free to express. It is free to be with the Tao, one with the universe. The soul doesn't care. It doesn't give a fuck about what culture it's born in. It doesn't care about its race, ethnicity, gender, all these separations. We're all one. We're all one. So that is it, guys. Wherever you are, God bless you all. Keep challenging the conventional culture that you're living in, wherever that happens to be, right? We are rebels. This is our mission. To challenge authority, to question normal behavior, wherever, however, wherever we are right now, whichever culture we're in, whichever place we're in, we continue this, right? Because we got to make the world a better place. And that is it. Check out my free book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate Life in All Areas. Will help you with this stuff tremendously, help you become more of a badass, someone who speaks their heart, speaks their mind, takes bold actions, and just, lives a happier life. Other than that, love you guys, love every single one of you, but don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.